today we are back on the extension. We put the steel in last week. Now I've been on the other job setting up the Blues DPC level while Charlie and Kyle have been here. Looks like they've really cracked on. Put all of the floor joists in and put down some temporary OSB boards, so we've just got an area to walk on. The clients decided where the entrance is to the property or the new extension, they've lowered down the joist level and then it steps up about 7 inches later on further into the extension. About 20 past 7, got here a bit earlier today because it's just been so warm over the last week. I'm going to start getting loaded out just so it's not a dead start for us. So hopefully by the time Charlie and all the boys get here, everything's loaded and we are ready to start blasting. So we've started loading out all the brickwork. We've taken down the neighbour's fence, so we've got access to the back, covered up her patio with DPM. We need to get 720 bricks loaded all the way here. We've got all of our trays set over the air vents, which is what, 450 tray, weep hole. Then we've just run out a 100mm tray here just because the ground is so low. Not much damp's actually going to get up here. All the profiles are gauged up, and then we're just blasting down here to the expansion joint, which is right there. So just pulling in this massive bit of brickwork, so when it's stuck in. Gone 11 o'clock, we're about to have some snap. We've got down almost 400 brick here, and on the return I'm just running to my expansion joint, which is just a stop end. We have an expansion joint in really big spans of brickwork. So since this is a massive span of brickwork, I forgot the exact measurement. Depending on the sort of brick and the sort of material you're using, you put expansion joints that allows movement off the wall. So if there was going to be any cracks in the wall, all the movement will happen where we put the joint, which are slip ties, what just allow the wall to move freely apart from each other. We've done this one at 6 meters. It varies on the sort of material, like I said, you're using. If you're using concrete blocks, I think it's 7 meters. Clay bricks like these, it's 10 meters. Concrete bricks, it's 6 meters. So very dependent on the material you're using. So we've just had a quick break from the sun and just had a bit of fluid and a bit of food, so now we're going to get blasting on that big side again. The aim for today is to get everywhere up to scaffold, so not much talking really, just a few more time lapses, so we'll catch you in a few hours.
Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do. Boy, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding. The target is you. If you leave us standing all alone at the altar, Daddy's daughter got a Smith and Wesson, a pistol that her daddy bought her hidden in a gutter.
So it's just gone 4 o'clock. We've had a big tidy up. I'll spin the camera around and show you how we've got on today. So first things first, we set a profile up here, gauged it all up. Charlie built this return to the doorway we're having there. It's a 9-10 opening. We ran all of this brickwork, as you probably saw from the time lapse, to my profile, or the expansion joint, sorry, we've got right there. That acted as a nice stop end for us. We've put the foam in. And what you do with this foam, you allow this section here to be flush with the brickwork, and then once you've built everything, you peel this little segment off and then you mastic that entire joint. Towards the end of the day, we just pulled the little section in here. It's a bit of a tight squeeze around this neighbour's garden. I built a big return here. Tomorrow I'm just going to run this all the way along to our door. I've got marked there, massive bifold doors, to another return there, and then we've got loads of overhand work. Also, the boys loaded out all the block work, so when we get all the brickwork to this height, which is actually scaffold height, we will be blasting in all the block work. So a very busy day, a proper warm day today. So we're going to go home and chill out. I think we deserve actually a beer. Well, it's a bit of a different day today. It's about 10 degrees cooler, which is bang on, and it's actually just started drizzling. Yeah, it's going to rain. We can't have it as bricklayers, can we? We're always moaning about summer. So let me show you what we're going to be on with today before it throws it down. So we set up this big rack back yesterday, but the client spoke to us last night. They did have quite a tall window, probably from about 300 up to 100, but what they want is a floor to ceiling window. So we've just wrapped back this corner a little bit. There's the new window opening, which is 900 mil. We've got a small panel of brickwork here, and then we've got a 3 metre 605 mil door opening, and that needs to be bang on because that's the brickwork opening for this big bifolder. So even though I've tried to jig the brickwork and make it work bond, I can't. So we're going to have a 3/4 up there and a half, small bit of brickwork there, and then I'm going to set a starter pack up there and run all this brickwork in overhand. And then while I'm running in this back and that side, I'm going to get Kyle to take out the front door, because we're now pulling the brickwork through the entirety of the front of the property. We've got a new door opening here, which is about 900. I'll have to double check the drawings. And then we just need to take out the front door, the old front door, and this step, because you can see how we've toothed that there. That's getting pulled all the way across to that bay stop end. I think we'll have 5 minutes. It's a bit wet, isn't it? I know the bricks can take water, but not this one. Oh, very dusty now. So before, if you're wondering why I'm all covered in dust, I've just done a big steel saw cut near the steel because we need to brick it up. Before I was very rudely interrupted by the rain, I was just about to give a nice little tip to any apprentices building these small 4-brick pillars, which you get quite often. I mean, it seems pretty common sense to me, but for those who don't know, what I like to do, you can see how we need a half to go there. So what people who are quite new to bricklaying tend to do is lay the half. Oh God, it's so wet, this compo now. And then they'll butt up the brick next to it. Watch, there we go. Did you see that brick move? Okay, so what you want to do is you actually lay this brick first, and then you butt this one up to this, so you lay that second. So by laying that one first and then that one second, this never gets disturbed, and it's easier to keep all of your joints plumb. So let me find my level. Thank you. And then this brick doesn't get interfered with. We can plumb it now, absolutely bang on, and then we just fill in the middle. Best way to keep all your joints equal as well. Make sure none of your reveals are leaning.
o'clock. Right, it's 2 o'clock. This is how we are getting on so far. So this morning we did the pillars and I set out this bifolding door. Now the bifolding door is 3 meters 605 mil. That's the brickwork opening size we've got. Now because it's off the shelf, we can't make it work brick, so we've got 3/4 up the reveal, and on that side there we've just got half and full. All I've done, I just threw a profile up there and pulled it straight through. Just did like lots of little wrap backs. Kyle is doing some block work just there, so he's bolting tech screws into the steel and into the internal brickwork. He's blocking that up. I've got big lad over here, he's just running in some block work for us, getting some corners set. He's then going to go set a corner up over there, and then let me show you what I've been working on, which is an absolute ball ache. So I'm currently pulling in this front here to the bay window. Going to be brand new brickwork in those Manchester wire cut 85mm bricks. So Kyle removed the door earlier on and the window, and I've just pulled a line through. We're keeping the original cavity of the house, which is, well, it's hard to tell. It could be 50mm, it could be 70mm, depends where you measure. So I've gone for 60mm. 60mm cavity all the way up there, and I'm just pulling that all the way through level. I've attached a starter pack to the brickwork here, and then I imagine, hopefully fingers crossed, because this render is knackered, they'll come round with new render and put a stop bead just there where the brickwork is. Must admit, a bit of a pain because I've got all the acros in my way, but I do love a struggle. Whew. So it's just gone 4:45. I had a massive tidy up because the job was just getting a bit too scruffy even for my liking, so I had a right good tidy up. Today it's not been too bad, but we've definitely not broke any records today. I was just talking to Kyle and Jake, and said we felt like today we've worked the hardest trying to get stuff done, but we didn't seem to make much progress. So let me show you exactly what we've got done, and then I'm going to get out of here because I am shattered. So Jake sent up this corner, that block work. I did all these pillars and ran through an extra 2 course all the way around the perimeter because the joist needs to finish flush with the brickwork. Kyle sent up that and just mixed like a madman all day. And then what I did earlier was sort this out, attach a starter pack to my brickwork, but I had to still saw everything back, so all the bricks were protruding loads, so I'd still saw all that out, and then just get all my levels right here because the house brickwork was actually running up, so we've had to sort that out. What I've done, I've also laid a brick just on some sand. Okay, so we need to stick an air vent in there. We have got a big hole in the existing property where there was a previous air vent, so we need to go into the basement, stick this in, and then grind out this joint right there to stick our tray into. So yeah, about 450 brick, 50 or so block. Just faffy stuff today, faffy stuff. But tomorrow we are dropping back onto the extension. We took up to DPC, so the bungalow we're building, what's all going to be rendered. We're dropping back on that tomorrow, which is Friday, and then hopefully we'll have a steady weekend, whether or not we're working. Not sure yet. So I'll catch you in a bit.